Hello everybody, I'm Jimmy. Welcome back to the Jimmy's English storytelling session. Today we'll tell the story about chapter 13 of the Romance of the Three Kingdoms. By the way, the last video is chapter 12, not chapter 11, okay? So, in the last chapter, we talked about Lü Bu wanting to come back and fight with Cao Cao again because Cao Cao used a trick of getting Lü Bu into setting fire on Cao Cao's place. And then when Lü Bu ran out and found that he was being tricked and wanted to go back to the city, Cao Cao has already took it over. Now, Lü Bu, he was very angry and he said, "Nah, even though I have small amount of army, I can still beat Cao Cao badly." But his advisor, Chen Gong, said, "Well, although your soldiers are all very brave and you yourself is a very good fighter, I'm afraid that with this so small amount of soldier, you will not be able to get the city back. You know, Liu Bei, I think you must know him. He's a very good guy. Maybe you should go to him. You know, he has the prefectureship. Well, you can say either state or prefecture. It's kind of the same thing. And you know, the state Xu has a large variety of food and is very big. And it's not easy to attack. Maybe you can go to him. If Liu Bei will accept you, well, that's good news, isn't it?" Liu Bu agreed. So he went over, and of course, Liu Bei said, Liu Bu is a hero in this world. Of course we accept him. Later, Liu Bu, of course, well, good news, very good news. Somebody gives you a place to live in while you were a defeated general. So, but Zhang Fei, he wasn't very happy about this. He said, "Duh, Lü Bu comes here. Lü Bu is like a wolf. You get him in here, he will fight back to you without appreciating you." But Liu Bei disagreed. He said, "Oh, come on. I treat him and he treat me the same way. So I'm gonna be good to him." So they were having a feast to welcome Lü Bu when Lü Bu said something that really annoyed Zhang Fei. He said, "Oh my good little brother. And Zhang Fei was furious. He said, "What the? My big brother Liu Bei, he is like the hero of the whole world. You are just a small fighter who was defeated and came here. You call him your little brother? I'm gonna fight with you. Come on." Guan Yu at once got Zhang Fei out, and Liu Bei, he apologized for Zhang Fei to say all these bad things. Liu Bu didn't say anything. The next day, when Lü Bu was in the backyard, Zhang Fei got his weapon and he ran over again and yelled, "Lü Bu, come out! I'm gonna fight with you!" The next day, Lü Bu went to Liu Bei and said, "I appreciate very much that you can accept me, but I'm afraid that your brother won't accept me. So I might well leave." Liu Bei said, Oh, fine. But if you leave, you not just run away. There is a very small city called Xiaopei next to the prefecture Xu, and you may go there." So, at this kind of situation, we skip to another one. We've been concentrating on Lü Bu and Liu Bei and Cao Cao for ages. We didn't pay any attention to the emperor. Now, Li Jue and Guo Si, they got the power of the emperor while still calling the emperor. The emperor himself was very upset, and the young Biao thought of an idea. to let Li Jue and Guo Si fight with each other. What?
Who is Yang Biao?
Yang Biao, eh? Oh, I may haven't introduced him. Yang Biao is one of the also senior ministers that gives all the ideas to the emperor, and the emperor liked him very much. So Yang Biao made his wife to get inside Guo Si, very big house, and while Guo Si was outside, she told Guo Si's wife, I heard that General Guo has something to do with Li Jue's wife. You'd better let them not to go together so often. If Li Jue, he found out all about this, you will both die. Well, at least one of you will die. So Guo Si's wife was surprised and shocked. Whoa! Is that really true? I don't even know. Oh, I get it. No wonder he comes home so late every day. He does that kind of stupid and terrible thing. I'd better get rid of this kind of situation. And when Yang Biao came back, she didn't seem so happy. The next time Li Jue wants Yang Biao on a feast, Yang Biao's wife said, "Come on, Li Jue and you have the same kind of right and power. You don't know if he will kill you anyway." And at last, she persuaded Guo Si into not going to the feast. So Li Jue sent some other people and gave a perfect meal to Guo Si. Right when Guo Si is about to eat, Guo Si's wife said, No. This food comes from outside. Nobody knows if it's poison. So she actually accidentally, on purpose, secretly added some poison into the rice herself, and then gave it to the dog. And when the dog ate it, it died at once. Since then, Guo Si suspected Li Jue. And another time, Guo Si got drunk, and he went back, and occasionally he has a stomachache. But Guo Si's wife pretended like this is something really serious, said, "Oh no, you must be poisoned." And she actually got doggy juice and dumped it into Guo Si's stomach and made Guo Si split. Gross. And Guo Si was very, very furious. He said, "I share the same right, and I treat Li Jue so good, and he come back and try to poison me." The next thing everybody knew, the next day, everybody started fighting. Li Jue and Guo Si fought right into the city, and Li Jue at the same time, while fighting, he kidnapped the emperor. This is getting serious. And Li Jue got the emperor right inside his house, and nobody can get him. But right when they were fighting their heads off, Yang Biao is trying to get them into peace. But Guo Si actually got all the ministers that came here for peace and locked them. Yang Biao said, "Oh yeah, one of you kidnapped the emperor, another one of you kidnaps the ministers, and what are you trying to do?" Guo Si was furious again, and he was going to kill Yang Biao, but other advisors stopped this from happening, and Yang Biao ran away. But right when it looked like the whole dynasty Han, the whole emperors, the ministers are going to be killed, Zhang Ji, well, I thought I mentioned Zhang Ji before, the 4 guys in the same gang. He, with a lot of army, ran over and said said that if either of them refuse to have peace together, to be friends again, he will beat them. So what can they do? Of course, they finally admitted that they are at fault, and then they stopped fighting. Okay? So the next thing everybody knew, the emperor and the ministers were all freed, were all released, and they went back to Hongnong. Hongnong is also one of the cities. I thought this was a city that the emperor was before, and but then Guosi was trying to kidnap the emperor again without either Zhang Ji or Li Jue knowing. But his generals were not very clever, and the generals actually let the emperor go, and at the same time cheering, "Hooray! Hooray! Hooray!" But the next thing is that Li Jue also knew the fact, and he and Guosi together went to chase the emperor. The emperor quickly called Li Le. Well, Li Le is actually one of the robbers in the mountains. But when he heard that he is going to get a very huge amount of money and a very big power, of course he came. And after a very big fight, confusing fight together, nobody won. And the emperor was safe back to Hongnong. But at the same time, Hongnong became worse and worse. Barely any rice was provided, and they can only live in those very small houses made out of grass, even worse than this. The next thing, the emperor wanted to go back again with Li Le, but Li Le said, "You come, I will just stay here. I think this place is already good enough." I guess you really know what happens, right? The emperor goes, and Li Le, he made somebody secretly go to Li Jue, and they together is going to kidnap the emperor halfway. So Li Le pretended like that he was Li Jue and Guosi together, and he came back chasing the emperor saying, "Don't move, everybody! Nobody move! This is Li Jue and Guosi! Rah!" The emperor got frightened. What? Li Jue and Guosi again? No! What happens next? If the emperor get really kidnapped, then the emperor's safety cannot be made sure. What happens next? What happens next? What happens next? This is really exciting, and this is really dangerous. At the same time, you want to know what happens next? Listen to the next chapter, everybody. Although, well, there is no although. Bye bye.